On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning, Kevin Durant. You should have left California.
This Bronxexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no! Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Welcome to a Juneteenth edition of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. I am one half of that duo, Cole Johnson. The other half is on vacation for the week. Enjoy yourself, Snowman. We will see you and pick this up next Monday. On tap, we're going to, of course, talk about the sale of Michael Jordan's Hornets, or I should say no longer Michael Jordan's Hornets. Of course, we'll touch on Ja Morant's suspension. We will also touch on ridiculousness, such as the Suns trading for Bradley Beal and other ridiculousness. Before I do that, let me bring on my co-host for today. I think you know him and I think you'll love him.
Now, forgive me not knowing the brother. You got your mic black. I don't know who the hell you are. It's like you're in the broadcasting witness protection program.
Joining me as he normally does every Tuesday, but he's joining us actually today and tomorrow. It is the one, the only, Darnell Solins, a.k.a. the hardest content creator I know, the Playmaker. How you doing, man?
Good morning.
You see, I leave that to all of you. I leave that to all of you.
Enjoy your vacation, Snowman.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. In the Fanatic Feedback Zone, good morning to U-Haul TV. How you doing, David 3000? We'll talk a little bit later. Hall TV, he says, look, let's talk about the NBA Hall. Well, we'll talk about that a little later. Let's right now.
Talk about the Hall. Forget the Hall. There's more other stuff to talk about than the Hall.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And we'll touch on at least a couple of those things. Well, at least one of those things in the whip around. Now, the impending sign of possible doom of teams moving from one city to another as we touch on the diamond. Does this move of the A's moving to Las Vegas going to be a trend, or is this a one-off? Well, for fans in other markets, it probably should be a wake-up call, because for the first time in almost 20 years, when Major League Baseball yanked the Expos out of Canada and moved them to D.C., and of course they rechristened the Nationals, a big league team has relocated, or at least has officially relocated. But the underlying motivation is identical, owner accommodation. So should certain teams like say, well, you live in the state, like say your Marlins, I should say your state's Marlins, should they fear this be a trend for Major League Baseball teams?
No. I mean, what year did did Montreal lose their team?
But up to about 2004, was it? Yeah, about 2004.
We're talking about 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but considering the A's are now, well, it's pretty much a done deal. The A's are moving to
Man,
Las Vegas.
Oakland. All them really movements came from one city.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good
Matter
point.
of fact, and they made history in the worst way of all.
Yes, they did. They most certainly did.
You're the
But
first city to lose multiple major teams. Matter of fact, you're the first city to lose not only multiple, all your major sports teams.
yeah, it's unfortunate that two are about to move to the same city, no less, and the other moved across the bay. And yeah, and it was done within the span of 5 years.
So
That
for
is
the
scary.
mayor to come out and say they had a plan in place, apparently not.
Mhm.
Because if you did, you wouldn't have lost the Raiders. You
Well,
wouldn't
they
have
said,
lost the Golden State Warriors.
mhm.
Now you're finna lose the Oakland A's.
Well, they said the same thing about the Raiders. They said, well, we have a plan in place, and they put a vote. They put a vote to probably to fund a new stadium, but all of that fizzled. All of it fizzled, and it was a shame. But yeah,
Because if somebody lied, it has to be the city of Oakland. Because you
Mhm.
just don't lose three major teams like that.
yeah, in less than 10 years, you don't do that. Yeah, it's a shame. To the gridiron, and now the first year offensive coordinator of the Ravens, Todd Monken, is saying, "Cool is out, execution is in." Now that phrase rings true when it comes to designing and installing an offense. That's the task that Monken and the rest of the staff of the Ravens have dedicated the last 6 weeks to doing, culminating with mandatory minicamp that wrapped up last week. Now, Monken went on to say about the new philosophy and the new offensive scheme that they're going to undergo for this year. Quote, "The cooler we are, the less we execute. When we get out there on the field, it's not about being cool. It's not about that. It's about your preparation that leads up to practice and that you fight like heck during the week so that come game day, it comes to life." Close quote. Now, I will throw this at you, sir. How will the 2023 Ravens offense resemble the Greg Roman offense? Meaning, do you think this is just hyperbole and just talk, and that we're going to still see the same one read and go Lamar Jackson as we've had the previous 5 years, or are we going to see I guess you could say, like the Steve Young circa 1992 version of himself when he was with the 49ers and he took over as the starter for the first year with Lamar Jackson?
What month we in?
We are in June.
June.
Which is
right?
yes. So technically we are 3 months away from opening kickoff of the regular season.
So we got 3 more months, right?
Yes.
So why do I need to hear from the Ravens at all? Why do I need to hear from Lamar Jackson at all about the new offense?
Well, you sort of have to hear from Lamar because it's been controversy the last couple of years. Some ruffled feathers possibly has been between Jackson and the Ravens, and the contract negotiations were real contentious until he got the bag slid into him and the Brinks trucks rolling to his front yard up in the spring.
He got what sent to him?
Yeah, he got the bag. Yes.
He got the bag, right?
Yeah, he got the bag. He got the bag in the spring. Yes.
We're still in June. We're not even in football season.
No. In fact, training camp doesn't begin until about another month from now. So yes.
And I can care less about training camp unless you just stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So until September gets here, I don't want to hear nothing about this new offense because you ain't gonna show it in the preseason.
No, you show no wrinkles in the preseason.
So until that schedule starts to count for real, I don't want to hear nothing about no offense or how the defense should look. I don't want to hear none of that because once it's pass to pass time, that's when I will make my judgment.
Okay. Well, you hear it first. The playmaker has spoken. Staying on the gridiron, the supplemental draft is back. Now, the NFL informed teams that the supplemental draft will return next month, and it will take place on the 11th of July. Now, it will mark the first time the league has held a supplemental draft in 4 years. Purdue wide receiver Milton Wright has been confirmed as an eligible prospect per multiple reports. Now, the original supplemental draft was instituted back in 1977. The draft was created for prospects who were not eligible for the annual spring draft for various reasons. Last player that was picked up in the supplemental draft was safety Jalen Thompson, who was a fifth-round draft pick of the Cardinals back in 2019. He has since has 307 tackles, 19 pass deflections, and 5 picks in the 54 games he has played, all in Cardinals uniform, and he started all 17 of the poorest Cardinals franchise last season. Now, normally supplemental drafts are to sort of pick diamonds in the rough that you didn't see, in January, February, March, but it came upon your radar in May and June. Do you think the NFL needs to always have a supplemental draft every year?
See, they think they slick. They didn't give us a reason why they brought it back in the article. You noticed that, right?
Yes, I did notice that.
They did not say why they were bringing it back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just said they are. Mm-hmm.
But the kind of mindset that I had, the things that I think about, I know why they brought it back. Mm-hmm. I could probably figure it out because there's one league just finished, and the other league's about close to finish. I'm not stupid. The USFL is about to be in the playoff mode.
Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. The both the XFL and the USFL are about to be finished. Oh, I'm sorry. You mean their seasons are about to finish? My bad. I'm sorry, sir. Continue.
Y'all been watching football. That's why you bringing it back. This guy here playing good in that league. You might be able to transition up to the NFL. How do we get him over here? Let's bring back the supplemental draft.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it gives players incentive to actually.
And they ain't say what players need to do to be eligible. Mm-hmm. They ain't give no details whatsoever.
No, none whatsoever.
So my thinking is, y'all looking at players from the SFL and the USFL,
USFL, and probably the lingering leagues too. Yeah, mm-hmm.
To pick up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Y'all not slick, NFL. Y'all not slick.
No. If they see somebody coming to even come close to threatening their kingdom, they will rush to crush. That's just how they roll. And turning our attention to the hardwood, long-time, or about to be soon to be long-time, West Virginia men's basketball coach Bob Huggins decided to get sauced and drive behind the wheel. And because of his DUI charge, he had to resign this past weekend, one day after he was charged with driving under influence in nearby Pittsburgh. Now, Huggins had this to say about his DUI and his resignation that was forced because of his DUI. Quote, today I submitted a letter to President Gordon G. and Vice President and Director of Athletics Ren Baker, informing them of my resignation and intention to retire as head men's basketball coach at West Virginia University, effective immediately. My recent actions do not represent the values of the university or the leadership expected in this role. While I have always tried to represent our university with honor, I have let all of you and myself down. I am solely responsible for my conduct and sincerely apologize to the university community, particularly to the student athletes, coaches, and staff in our program. I must do better, and I plan to spend the next few months focused on my health and my family so that I can be the person they deserve. Close quote. Sir, I will give you the final word. Whatever you want to say, the floor is yours.
How long has Bob Huggins coached at West Virginia?
It's been a minute. It's been a good minute. I think about a couple decades at least.
41.
Oh, that's
seasons.
Right. I don't know why I thought he coached in another spot before then.
41. I'm 31.
Mm-hmm.
In 31 years, I haven't heard not one bad thing about Bob Huggins.
True.
So how all of a sudden you get caught with a DUI?
Mm.
This is a terrible way to go out.
Yeah.
Okay. Because in 41 years, Cole even just said it, hasn't really heard nothing about Bobby Huggins except that he's a phenomenal coach at West Virginia, which is known as Pest Virginia because of him.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what he likes to run defensively, his presses. Yes.
And then a DWI gets you to retire. Out of all the things in the world that you can retire is a DUI.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say this, the era that we have known to be college basketball is coming to an end. There's only like 4 names left. Tom Izzo, Mark Few, John Calipari, and Bill Self.
Yeah. And to clarify, he was the head coach of Cincinnati from 89 to 2005. He had a 2-year stint with the Wildcats at Kansas State. He joined West Virginia in 2007. So, yes, he's been a head coach actually since 1980. So, yes, he coached in other places as well, Akron being one. And, yeah, yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame his career had to end the way it did. Well, that concludes today's Whip Around. All right, we'll take a pause for the cause. We'll come back. We will greet again the Fanatic Feedback Zone, and we'll touch on the Suns and the Wizards trade. Hey. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Be right back.
We're not a cooking show. We're a show about cooking. We turn the camera around and point it at you. Our show takes place right inside your kitchen.
Hey y'all, Snowman here. Catch me, Cole Johnson, Wise El Jefe, and the usual cast of characters as we bring it to you every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern. It's called Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, and it's right here on CSTV and CSTVNow.com. Join us, won't you?
I'm in another lane. I'm a different breed. I'm everything you can never be. I'm next level. Next level.
Thursday nights are wrestling night on CSTV. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific to see all the amazing Next Level Pro Wrestling stars on Thursday Night Throwdown on CSTVNow.com and the CSTV app on your Roku device.
The following is a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Boston.
This has been a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Why did you play that?
Because I know I'm going to be hearing this all week long from him. I know.
Hey, look who popped in the chat.
Back at Snowman and Cole Johnson. I know I'm going to hear this.
Look who just popped in the chat, though.
I know. I saw. I know I'm going to hear this. All right. For those who don't know, the person that you heard, Wise El Jefe, and we're boys, we're brothers. We actually do a show called Mentality, and every Friday we record. I know I'm going to hear at least a little bit of it seep out of him when we record later this week.
I just got 2 numbers for you, Cole. I just got 2 numbers for you.
Mm-hmm.
1 and 5.
That must be the record that the Yankees have against the Red Sox this year. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Including what took place yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Right. All right. Let's get to the feedback. Good Lord.
You in for it.
No, I'm not in for it. I just basically reflected to you the pain I know I'm going to hear come Friday. Jason, how you doing, sir? It is good to actually meet you. I've heard about you. Welcome to the program, sir. Totally appreciate you. Hall TV says, look, the Hall and the trade that shot the Wizards. We'll touch on that after we say hello to the people like yourself, sir. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. As he always does, he greets us as well. Sig Diggy all the way from Scandinavia. He also goes on to say, from the Montreal Expos to the Washington Nationals. They even won a World Series after the move to D.C. Yep. And at my Astros' expense at that. Hall TV says, well, the Ravens would be like that song in New Attitude. I'm here for it. Well, the person who I would hope to be here for it would be Lamar Jackson, because he needs it. I think he needs a change in offensive philosophy. Six says, does the man have a substance abuse problem? Talk about Bob Huggins. He might. He actually might. He might. David 3000 says that would be a rip. Yeah. Six says, look, this edition of the Whip Round is brought to you by Daddy Joe's Rawhide Belts. The belts for chapping that hide raw. Daddy Joe's Rawhide Belts. Salute to Gary, Indiana. Rawhide. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. And speaking about my brother from another mother, Wise El Jefe? He says, good morning. And he also says, you must have sensed me. Yes, I think I did, sir. I love you, brother. Hope everything's good with you. Six says, and smooth suede, the smoothest suede shoes this side of the Mississippi. Yes, I know, David. I responded to you, sir. Six says, will the now former West Virginia head coach be nominated for Moron of the Year?
That award has already been awarded.
That's a thought.
No, it's not.
And why it says, why are you bringing up the past? That's addressed to you. That's addressed to you, Mr.
Ain't the past. Is this season.
Playmaker.
This season is not the past. This season is current.
Okay. Well, speaking of current, I'm laughing at this because I can't believe I'm about to read off this trade. So the Wizards and the Suns pull off a trade. And the Suns reached a deal to
It's not official yet.
They've reached a deal to acquire Bradley Beal from the Wizards, as his agent, Mark Bartelstein of Priority Sports Entertainment, confirmed. Now, the outline of this trade, it would send Chris Paul and Randy Shamet, plus a multiple draft picks, and I think I've heard they were all second roundish in that realm, to the Wizards.
Phoenix doesn't have a first.
Phoenix doesn't have a first round draft pick. Yeah. And in turn, they will get Beal. Now, Matt Ishby, I'm sorry, the new Suns owner and the guy who wanted to act like he was a power forward in snatching the ball away from Nikola Jokic in their Western Conference semifinals matchup. He continues to add big names to the roster. Now, Beal will join Booker and Durant, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, for those who are not familiar with either team, either player, who the Suns acquired in a trade deal, Durant, back in the winter. Now, for those who want to know, Beal, he's a 29-year-old. He's a three-time All-Star. He's an All-NBA selection from 2021. And this past season, he averaged 23 points, 5 assists, and 4 boards. Shot 51% from the field, 37% from three. But he's only played 90 of 162 games the past 2 seasons. The only question I have to ask you, Playmaker, is Why do they want to have ISO-ish styled players? Talking about the Suns. Why? What's the point? And yes, I know it's not official yet, but play like it is, sir. Oh, and Wise says yesterday's the past.
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't.
Because unless they're gonna have like a Rajon Rondo type of thing.
So let me get this right. So who's the big three we got here? We have Devin Booker. We have Kevin Durant. And we have Bradley Beal.
And now Bradley Beal. Yeah.
Who's
and they
the
traded away their point guard.
Who's the head coach of the Phoenix Suns?
Oh, great. Now my mind's running a blank.
Frank Vogel.
That's right.
What is his specialty?
Especially was supposed to be defense.
Do you see that on that roster?
Well, DeAndre Ayton is supposed to provide that, but more than likely, no.
Do you literally sit here and say DeAndre Ayton?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yeah, I mentioned that 45-year-old looking self. Yes, I did.
DeAndre Ayton.
Yes. 24, but he's looking like 45. Yes, DeAndre Ayton. But he does not. Defense, rebounding, and scoring in the paint are all optional to him. But that is the reason why he's supposedly on this team. Is because he's supposed to spark defense and rebounding.
Mr. Isbach, I know you new to this game of basketball, and as an owner, I know you knew. But when you had a head coach, you have to know the head coach specialty. The coach that you hire specialty is in defense. Points win you games. Defense win you championships. How do you expect to compete for a championship with no defense?
And I agree with you too, Wise. All three are consistently hurt, and they are still thin at the bench, which that basically was shown. It was a spotlight on them as a glaring weakness of the Suns when the Nuggets just wore them down with a deeper roster.
And let me carry on to Kendrick Perkins, by the way.
Oh, don't talk about this. Okay, go ahead.
The Phoenix Suns is the number one team in the NBA? Are you kidding me?
Wait, hold on. Whoa. Wait. Hold on. Wait.
You hear what he said yesterday on SportsCenter?
Wait, hold on. But before I bring on David 3000, wait a minute. Dolomite.
Bitch, are you for real?
But this is the same. But this is the same guy who last year said that the Lakers were going to win 70 games.
Yet again. This is a theme now. Who won the NBA championship?
The Nuggets did, and they haven't lost a piece yet from that championship team.
Say that again.
I said the Nuggets won the most recent championship, and they haven't lost a piece yet. The same.
But since the Phoenix Suns got Bradley Beal, they're gonna hop over Denver.
Dolomite, I think you say it best. I think you should say it again.
Bitch, are you for real?
What? Kendrick Perkins, shut up sometimes. Just shut up.
Well, I don't know if
because yet again, we overlooking Denver.
I don't know if those two words are in this vocabulary.
Yeah, but it's gonna overlook Denver. Mm-hmm. All starting five for Denver are under 30.
In fact, Nikola Jokic is the oldest player on the team. He's 28. He's the oldest player on the team. Not oldest elite player on the team. Oldest player on the team. He's 28.
Christian Brown was in his rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
The way Mike Malone talking, Bruce Brown ain't going nowhere. He gonna resign.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark Malone, that dude can talk his butt off. But we're not talking about the Nuggets, although we should. Congratulations to them. But Yeah,
All of a sudden,
no,
Phoenix is number one. What?
no, no. It
Where?
this is this is the problem that I'm having with analysts. It's as if they get handed scripts from producers saying, "All right, this team has the most offensively stalwart stars. You got to hype them up as a favorite or the favorite to win it all in the NBA."
Stephen A. didn't. Stephen A. Right on. Get up and was like, I don't know what the hell Kenny Drake's talking about.
No. Some do. Others are smart enough to realize, okay, in the current landscape of how the NBA looks right now, who looks like they are going to be ready to supplant the Nuggets as the best team in the NBA?
I still hate you for that.
What's that?
I still hate you for that.
Good. Let me see. Who cares about if Playmaker hates me for the nobody else? Okay, that felt real good to do that. I've been wanting to do that for a good while to you.
I bet you did. Got dirty. Dirty Keith Sweat saying no.
But seriously, man, this is the issue that I have with analysts. It's like, okay, you got stars, and if you have the makings of 3 all-stars on the team, that should automatically put them at the head of the class as for a contender for a championship. And I'm thinking to myself, didn't you just learn this lesson? I'm like, didn't you just learn this lesson from this past playoff run? A whole team that was constructed off of Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic won it all. A team that was built around those two.
And dominant at that.
And they went and mowed every team in the playoffs down that faced them. And I'm saying to myself, what? Look, this super era crap. I mean, this super team era crap. We should have learned this lesson from the Nets. You had at one time Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden.
You know what the problem is?
And that triumvirate only won 1 playoff series in 3 years.
You know what the problem is? They trying to copy Miami, but they ain't doing what Miami did. If you notice what the Miami did, Dwayne Wade was a guard. LeBron James a forward. Chris Bosh was a forward.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is getting guard, who are basically similar to each other. For instance, Bradley Beal and Devin Booker.
Yeah. Ball dominant people, but only one ball to be dominated by. So yeah,
Chris Bosh don't need the ball in his hand.
Mm-mm.
He played in the post most of the time.
Right.
And if he needs to, he can step out and shoot the jumper.
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne Wade didn't really need the ball in his hand a lot.
No, he did not.
So it was easy for LeBron James to have the ball in his hand most of the time.
Yeah.
All the other big 3, like you said, ball dominant.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Kevin Durant, because Kevin Durant can do anything.
Which makes me think that they actually, the only way that they can actually make this work and they don't have a point guard that's like, okay, I'm just going to be doing nothing but be Jason Kidd and just distribute it to all of you, is one of those 3 is going to have to be a point forward or point guard. And unfortunately, that fits Kevin Durant's bill more than the other 2. And I don't even want him to do that. But yeah, that it sickens me. It sickens me that
how you gonna
that's the case.
And they trying to build it before the new CBA comes into play, because they know when that new CBA comes into play, there's no more big 3 happening.
No,
that's gonna be done.
Good. I'm glad. I'd be glad. Unfortunately, I think what's done is the Suns, because if people think they're going to return back to the finals in this present iteration, they don't have the pieces available there. And the ones that can take them there, they're not going to play. Wise put it pointedly, but he said it perfectly. They won't play 82 games.
But before we bring on Ron McCarthy, this is clear. I know somebody got questions on why this not officially done yet because Washington's not planning on keeping Chris Paul.
No.
So they're looking to trade him back to LA.
No.
Either be the Lakers or the Clippers. Chris Paul is going to find his way back to LA.
Look, I talked to a Wizards insider, and she said that she was talking to her mother about just catch her up to speed about Beal's deal to the Suns. The first words out of her mother's mouth was, quote, Chris Paul ain't gonna play for the Wizards, close quote. And all I said to that insider was, well, she ain't lying, because he ain't.
So everything that Cole said about the Bradley Beal deal to Phoenix is all true. It's the other side of it. Washington is trying to make a deal to get Chris Paul to LA.
Yeah, I was about to say that they're trying to get a Laker.
But if not, they might have to waive Chris Paul, and Chris Paul will just sign with one of the two.
Mm-hmm. Well, programming note: Coffee with McCarthy will go on as scheduled, but it will be actually at the top of our number 2. I have a guest that's going to come on after this commercial break. One that Wise might not like. One that this guest, when he talked to me last night, said that he was hoping this would happen, and he got his wish. This is Snowman No Wonder with Cole Johnson, joined by the Playmaker. Be right back in 2.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Hey everybody, Brian Snow here. Want to do some afternoon sports talk with me and be interactive? Also meet some great guests from every walk of life? Then tune in to The Brian Snow Show on CSTV and CSTVnow.com. Weekdays at 2 p.m. Come on aboard and enjoy the ride.
PK Tire Pro is your one-stop on-the-spot auto service headquarters for a complete line of quality tires and auto services. For years, we have provided the Stockton, California area with the latest products and unprecedented services for everything we sell. And for years, our customers have been coming back. Take a look around. If you don't find what you need, visit us in Stockton, California. From the latest and best in tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle looking good and running great, PK Tire Pros can get you out on the road quickly and at an affordable price. Stop by soon to see why so many people consider PK Tire Pros to be the one-stop shop for all of their tire needs. At PK Tire Pros, our friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service professionals, and affordable prices all come together to make driving out on a new set of tires easy. On top of that, we never tire of tires. Stop by and see us, and you'll be glad you did.
The following is a public service announcement from David 3000.
Yankees suck.
This has been a public service announcement from David 3000. Back at it here on Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. I am Cole Johnson, not the Snowman, and I am joined by the Playmaker, and now joined by I guess you could say a Patriots, a Bruins, a Celtics, and a Red Sox fan. And a recent friend of mine. Welcome, David 3000 of the David 3000 Network, to the show. How are you, sir?
Doing well, and I just told Jason the Canio that I'm here, so hopefully he'll be here shortly.
Okay. All right. Well, you talked to me this past weekend. You said that you were hoping that a certain person would be here, and that certain person is in the chat. What do you have to say, sir?
What happened this past 2 weekends, huh?
Oh, no.
The Red Sox, went to your house, and we took 2 hours away from you.
Mm-hmm.
Then now you got swept. and I feel bad because Aaron Judge is not in the lineup, and I wanted him to have the single season home run record to get back to the back years, but with him being injured, that seems miles away. So yeah, it's really unfortunate for you, but I'm very happy that you guys got swept but however, here's the thing though, Cole. We're in the toughest division in baseball right now. The AL East is the toughest division in baseball. Look what the Tampa Bay Rays are doing. The Baltimore Orioles are only a couple games back from them. Like, we're in last place.
That's the crazy part. It's the Baltimore Orioles in second.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Orioles are in second place. Ever since they brought their new prospect catcher, ever since they did that, they've been on a roll. What do you think about the AL East, Cole?
The AL East. What do I think about it? Well, going in, people said it was going to be the toughest division because just simply because of the Red Sox, Yankees, and Rays. And then, of course, the Blue Jays had a really, really, they had I guess you could say, an upcoming, okay, you got to look out for this team type of year last year. And no one, and just like what Playmaker said, no one expected the Orioles to do much of anything. But here they are, second place in the AL East. And all teams are above 500 in the division. So, yeah, this is a rough, rugged, and tough division. One that even though, yes, the Rays had a really good start, they still probably need to watch and make sure that they can hold off the other 4 teams behind them.
Yeah. And with the Baltimore Orioles as well, they won 83 games last year.
Mm-hmm.
This year?
Yeah, they were slouches. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were slouches.
44. So for the past 2 years, 83 plus 4, they won. Wait a minute. Is this right? 127 wins in the past 2 years. 83 plus 44. So for the past 2 years alone, I've won 127 games. The Baltimore Orioles are talking about.
Right.
It's absolutely crazy of how the Orioles are able to do. But like I said, ever since they brought in their catcher, they've been dominating. I think that was the last puzzle that they needed. And for the Red Sox right now, it was very unfortunate. Chris Sale is hurt right now. Very unfortunate. He gets hurt all the time. It's very disappointing. He was on the roll before he got hurt. But he'll be coming back, I believe, in the second half of the season. And Brian Battle has been stepping up big for the Red Sox for the past 2 Sunday night baseball games. He dominated the Yankees. And he got out that 7th inning like an ace without anybody warming up in the bullpen. Is he backstage yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and finish.
Actually, bring him in. Bring Jason in if you can.
All right. Okay. Well, then we'll be joined by the other co-owner of the David 3000 Network, Jason DeCanio.
Thank you, Cole. How you doing?
Doing good. Doing good. How are you, Jason?
All right. Just kind of, enjoying the days off from work, Monday, Tuesday, but yeah, I mean, a co-owner's job is never done, as they say.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Yeah. All right. So what's on your mind these days?
Well, the New York Mets sitting at 33 and 38 right now got their hands handed to them over the weekend by the Cardinals, who showing signs of what the Cardinals. I can't believe the Cardinals are actually not even really dominating this year. I would have thought the Cardinals were a better team than I have seen on paper. They look like a great team against us Mets. In fact, anybody who plays the Mets, regardless of their record, it doesn't matter. It seems to come out of their shell. I don't know why, but it does. Yeah. And it's just this is a disappointing first half for us Mets fans. I know it's like trying to give a report on the strengths of the team, the weaknesses of the. Well, I think everybody can understand that the pitching needs a lot of work.
See, this is what happens when you spend all this freaking money
You
to get better.
any better. You could not have said it any better. That's what everybody is complaining about. That Steve Cohen has spent all this money.
Spending.
And yeah, well, and the thing is, and I was telling David on my on DMS 3000, we get all high up. We have all these high expectations of all these players, and then they go and just have a dismal season, or they get hurt, or somebody attacks them. Like Pete Alonso was out for 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
The Atlanta Braves guy pitcher hit him right on the hand. Now he's not leading with home runs anymore. He was before, but
That was an accident, by the way. That was not intentional.
I don't know. We see, but a lot of people would disagree with you and say it was intentional because here's
Of course, because it's the Braves. That's why.
Of course, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like that's why any Braves fan that wants to come and debate me on it, I'm like, don't waste your time because I'm not gonna fall into your trap. This is a troll trap. That's what I'm concerned. That's how I'm saying on it.
I've seen the pitch. It was an accident. He did not try to hit him in the hand.
Yeah, but he still didn't have control. I mean, come on. These pitchers have all the control in the world, and come on, really. Take the time to throw a good pitch, and you will have control of your speed. That's what I have to say about that.
All right. Well, I'll ask this. So, of course, the Mets last year had triple digits in wins, and they were coasting and leading the AL East for most of last year.
And
How
then what
much
did I say? And what did I say on this program, Cole?
Yeah, you actually did say that you saw that the Braves were going to catch him, and they did. So, how much do you attribute the swoon that the Mets had at the end of last year to how they've had these start and stop spurts this year, the uneven play that has seemingly continued?
If it would come down to that, I would say that the big thing that really kind of destroyed our first half was that Max Scherzer in the situation with the rosin. That started the downward trend because we were actually doing fantastic against the Dodgers. We took like 3 out of 4 from them, and then once Max went on that 10-game suspension, forget about it. It was all downhill from there. And I don't think we're able to come out of that unless for some reason we have a fantastic second half and can salvage what we didn't have in the past couple of months,
I want to bet against because you know how my Braves are in the second half of seasons.
Well, I mean, you guys are just totally dominating right now. More power to you. I'm the kind of guy that basically says, look, if you are now see what upsets me the most about baseball teams is if you're going to play against the Mets like you continually dominate us, well, go out there and play against the Dodgers and the Padres and every other team that's up there and show what you're really made of. Stop going against us and saying, hey, well, we got your number, man. But, and I'm like, well, yeah. Well, how are you faring against the rest of the 29 other teams? Oh, well, we're barely sliding by. Then you ain't showing me nothing. Then you don't.
I got Cole Johnson here because you'll think I hate the Mets the most, but no, it's the damn Dodgers I hate the most.
The Dodgers are a fantastic team, but they're showing. I mean, Arizona's showing them right now who's boss, and it's a shock because nobody would have thought Arizona.
It's shocking, yeah, but it's shocking just about everybody.
NL West, and the NL West, mind you, Cole, is a very tough division to win. Very tough. I think it's tougher than the NL East. The West is the toughest divisions. If you look at over the past 25 years of baseball, you will see the Dodgers have just totally dominated that Western division, and the same can go on the other side with the AL, the AL West, where you've got the Astros and the LA, not the Angels so much, but even that rate, Texas Rangers sometimes can do some things, but Houston again. AL West, they're going to somehow come out of it.
Will the Angels ever get it right?
I don't know. They did. I don't
That's the
think.
question I
I think
got.
when they went to Anaheim is when they all screwed up and they called themselves the Anaheim Angels. Why don't we just
Yeah.
call them the Los Angeles? I know them by the L.A. Angels, Los Angeles Angels. That's all I know of them, about them. You know, same thing with Oakland. And as far as with Oakland is concerned, and I heard you guys were talking about this at the top of the show about going to Vegas and everything. I think it's going to be a great move for them. But in the meantime, you can't forget what those guys did over the course of 45 years.
Yes.
With their players and everything. They had that total domination in the early 90s when, Canseco, Stewart, McGuire, and all those guys were batting up the balls and pitching was fantastic and everything was going smoothly. And then, you look at the last 10 years and you say to yourself, well, but everybody's going to have a downfall, but not as bad as what they're having this year. I think they just can't wait to get to their new stadium,
Yeah, and what sucks is there's such rich history in Oakland with the A's. People forget that's the last team that three-peated in baseball.
Yes.
72, 73, 74. That's the last team that has won 3 straight World Series. And
Matter
in
of fact,
50
when the
years,
last time a
it
team won
has not happened.
back?
Well, well, actually,
Yeah.
didn't the Yankees won 3 straight? If I remember correctly from the 90s.
The Braves
No,
also.
they didn't win. They didn't win 3 straight.
No, the Braves went back to back, but they won one and lost.
No, I was talking about
Right.
the Yankees.
Oh.
But yeah, Oakland won 3 straight. They had it's just a historic franchise that they had legends of players,
Yeah.
and it's very unfortunate. Yeah, Ryan McCarthy.
Hey, Ryan's just mentioned that. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep, you're right, David. The Yankees.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yankees.
Is-
As a matter of fact, the Yankees won 3 straight.
Yeah.
98 to 2000.
Yep. So, but still, Oakland was a historic franchise, and now no more sports in Oakland. The only baseball team that is going to be around in the Bay Area is the San Francisco Giants, who are actually doing very well right now. Swept the Dodgers in Dodger Stadium.
This is what the Giants do. Because they know the Dodgers going to get all the headlines. The Padres might get some of the headlines. And the Dodgers just going to quietly go out there and just beat up on everybody. And then all of a sudden you look up. When did they win 100 games?
Yeah.
They won. Yeah, the Giants won 100 games, I believe, back in 2021. So, I don't know. It's weird on how they run things, but I hope they do well this season. And I know they have the Padres coming up, so that's going to be a big series for them. And the Padres spent a whole lot of money this past season too. I need Bogarts. There's a lot of great players that they added. They extend Manny Machado. Who knows? They might do the same thing with Soto, but and people say they might add Ohtani into the mix. I don't know if that's going to happen. People say the Dodgers with Ohtani, but I have no idea. Where you guys thoughts of where Ohtani is going to be?
Yeah, sure. Hey, Ohtani goes to the Dodgers.
Okay, he says
I'm
Dodgers.
officially done with baseball. If Shohei Ohtani goes to the Dodgers, I'm officially done with baseball.
He's hanging his hat up. That's it. He put his foot down on that. I think the Mets are trying to go after Ohtani, and I don't think it's going to pull through. That's a big thing in the headlines in New York sports right now is can we get Ohtani by the trade deadline?
If that happens, I'll cry for 3 days straight. but knowing the Mets, they'll find a way to screw it up.
They'll find a way. But it's also one of those things. Is as hard as it is to play in New York, whether it's the Yankees or the Mets, is you got to deal with that media every day.
Yeah,
and they're the toughest journalists ever for sports. I mean, they cover great sports pages, fantastic. But I think the pressure once the players get out of that area, they seem to do better. I don't know.
It can be a fishbowl if you're not prepared for it. Yeah,
that's very true. But
Where do you
teams
think?
go to other teams, and then they have fantastic sellers every year.
Where do
Last
you
word,
think
David 3000.
where do you think Cole Otani is going to be?
What do I think? I'm sorry. Ask that question again.
Oh, where do you think Otani is going to land, or is going to stay in Anaheim?
I think personally, I think either he will stay there, or he
Yeah.
or I think he's gonna stay. I think he's gonna stay with the Angels. But if he
Yeah, I'm
does
not
move, yeah, if he does move, I don't know why I'm thinking we'll be talking about this next year, and he's wearing pinstripes. Not saying I'm rooting for it or wanting it. I could see it happening.
Nah.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be
Yankee?
Yes.
It'll be shocking to see Anaheim getting rid of Otani because they have no choice with him.
That's what I'm saying. They have
do you
no
know
they
how
have no other player
nasty
other
it
than Trout. So
Yeah.
other than Mike
No,
Trout, they got
do you-
nobody there.
Do you realize how nasty that is?
I mean, they have
They have
Rendon.
one of the
Yes.
best pitchers in the league,
Yes.
and on the same team with one of the best hitters in the league.
Yes. 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 Unfortunately, I can see that. I'm not again. I'm not rooting for it. I'm not begging for it. I could see it happening. But
Do you know how
I think
a lot
I
of
think
people
his
would
best
be,
move is to stay where he is. Actually,
do
personally.
you know how unsolvable a person will be on a 4-letter network if that happens?
Oh gosh, we'll be seeing him every single day. Yes.
Yeah.
What did Ichiro do on the mound? What did Ichiro do behind the plate? Yes. What did Ichiro do behind the at the plate and on the mound? Yeah. Yeah.
By
It'll
the
be
way,
ridiculous.
Cole, if it's okay with me, with you, me and Jason would like to be on here, 10:30 Monday, so we can promote and talk about baseball and do our reports.
Well, we'll talk off air about that, but I will keep that in mind. So where can people find the both of you individually and collectively?
Oh, well. You want me to go first, David?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, besides working for David with the 3000 Network, I have 3 YouTube pages. One is called The Legacy of New York. The other one is called Jay's Retro Toys and Games. And the third one is The Legends of Smooth Jazz. Plus, I also run a Spotify channel called The Queen's New Yorker, which is the sister show to The Legacy of New York. So I'm on Anchor and Spotify. Well, I'm on Spotify, which used to be Anchor, but now Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram as well, too. You can find me there as well. So I'm all over the place. Just Google my name and, like I said, please just don't troll me anymore. I don't need. I have enough times, and it's been. Let's move on from that, folks. I mean, there are people who are gonna not like what I do, but I don't give a two craps about that. So,
And as for me, you can check out me, of course, on the 3000 Network. I have episode 8 of Car Search coming up at 12, and episode 9 of Gambit coming up at 12:30, and also tonight at 9:30 is the season 4 premiere Press It Up. And then the Dugout Crew podcast Thursdays now at 5 p.m. is the time. And before this show, you can check out the DMS 2000 News Drive to get all of the news 5 days a week at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. So that's where you can find me.
All right. Well, we'll be talking more baseball with these individuals. It's actually great to see the two of you together because I've heard about you, Jason. I haven't got a chance to talk with you. It's been a pleasure. And of course, Dave and I have actually had conversations before. This is David 3000, Jason DeCanio, both of the Beta 3000 Network and of other things that you've just heard. Thank you, gentlemen, very much. And yes, this will be the first of many times we'll talk.
Oh, definitely. We'll see you again.
All right.
Hopefully we can see you again next week.
All right. And we'll take this pause for the cause before we get to our number 2. We'll be right back.
Trisha's having a sleepover tonight. Can I go?
I wonder about Lucy's friends. What should I say? I know you're only 10, but one of these days a friend will offer you a drink. And alcohol at your age can lead to so many things. None of them good.
So can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me
I
something.
finished my homework.
Bigger promise. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, "No thanks, not my thing."
Mom.
I promise you, your real friends won't care. Deal?
Sure.
Really?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for kids, teens, or young adults. It's just not.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals and volatile organic compounds into your body.
And nicotine, the same highly addictive substance found in regular cigarettes.
Nicotine can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
Affecting learning, memory, attention, and impulse control, and priming the brain for other addictions.
Vaping products also come in kid-friendly flavors that can make them appealing to youth.
And many kids also use other drugs, like marijuana, in vaping devices.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media,
many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping, because when you talk, they hear you.
How many letters?
5 letters.
Just think about, what am I doing right now?
Smile. Smile?
Uh-huh.
This is so easy.
Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. And before we bring on our normal guest that we normally bring on at the 10:30 portion of the show, let's begin our number 2 thusly.
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular. Ryan McCoffey now joins us this morning.
That's what you need to do to beat Josh Allen. You need to make him uncomfortable.
Hour 2, time for some Spivey notes. And here's Jay.
Well, I know he's only in his 3rd year, but they're just wasting Justin Herbert.
Hour 2,
the hardest working content creator I know, the playmaker.
Hey, LeBron James, the greatest scorer of all time. Hey.
Hour 2,
the one, the only Christopher Dietz.
They rewarded Ohio State for not playing, and they punished USC for playing.
Hour 2, Sam Shady.
Oh, man. It's been a roller coaster ride if you were a Philadelphia Stars fan.
Hour 2, that's Big Ben, the man in charge of the BS3 network.
And if I see Kurt 2 Chainz Cousins out.
Hour 2, Chris Bay's joining us.
Oh my God! Oh, this game! Oh, way to go, Sammy!
Hour 2, was El Jefe.
Oh man, I thought I missed it. What in the all types of blue hell?
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular, and it starts right now.
No, I'm not gonna do that now. Good morning. Welcome to hour number 2 of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. I am Cole Johnson, joined this today and tomorrow, actually, by one Mr. Playmaker. Snowman's taken off a wonderful week. He's actually doing a vacation thing, which I'm happy for him. In lieu of his, in celebration of his anniversary and upcoming wife's birthday. So I hope you're having a wonderful time, brother. Enjoy the vacation.
We know you're listening.
Or that's why I didn't even say it, because I know he is. Now, since I'm about to talk to a Jets fan, I know I'm gonna need this when I am going to talk about them with our next guest.
This coffee with McCarthy is sponsored by Steph Curry Cognac. 1, and it's lights out.
Random sports takes served hot or cold.
It's Ryan and the Jets.
Drip, drip, drip.
As he joins us every Monday morning, normally he joins us at 10:30, but he decided he wanted to join us at the 11 o'clock hour, but he's joining us anyway, and I'm glad he is. Ryan McCarthy of the No Credentials Required fame. Okay, before we begin, what's the brew?
It's Invader Coffee Original Blend.
Yeah, and of course, Invader Coffee is the official coffee of No Credentials Required and Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. All right, nice. All right, I'll get this out the way. I could talk about many things with you. I know I could talk about Antonio Brown with you. I know I could talk about the Jets. I'm gonna get the Yankees out the way now.
Yeah.
All right.
How are you feeling, sir?
So 2 out of 3 they have lost to the Yankees to the Red Sox when they played in Yankee Stadium, and then they get swept in Fenway. Your thoughts, sir?
Could you please play that David 3000 PSA? That's how I'm feeling right now about the New York.
The following is a public service announcement from David 3000.
Yankees suck.
This has been a public service announcement from David 3000.
That's how I feel.
And 5.
3 and 8 in their last 11.
Wow. So all right. So my serious question though is, how much are they missing Aaron Judge in the lineup?
He's basically their entire offense.
Yeah.
And this is the part about the Yankees that confuses me and just utterly befuddles me, is that Aaron Boone can't seem to generate any kind of offense outside of Aaron Boone.
That's
part
scary.
of it is scary. I mean, part of the reason is because, I mean, Josh Donaldson for some reason is still with the team, and his bat is gone. Giancarlo Stanton can't stay in the lineup for more than a couple of days before, I don't know, getting an ingrown toenail. and the leading batter right now, because Aaron Judge is out of the lineup right now with on the IL. Their leading batter is Anthony Rizzo. He's only hitting .262, which is an off year for him. Plus, we don't know what's going on with DJ LeMahieu. He's usually a consistent hitter. He's only hitting, I think, .229. So this offense is anemic.
So if I'm hearing Ryan correctly, I'm hearing both teams up in Gotham City paid money for all these batters, and nobody's hitting.
That would be correct.
Yes, that would be correct, and that would be a problem because I know part of the reason why the Yankees wanted to get the bats was because they wanted to counteract the arms that the Astros have had for years. So they would not have the issue of, well, we did not have enough bats to counteract or counter maneuver the arms that teams like the Astros and like the Guardians were building up to have. And so
and also in that respect, the Tampa Bay Rays.
And also the Rays, because that's the route they're going. So to me, if I were you, if I were a Yankees fan, I'd be just as frustrated, considering, you spend all this money for bats, and this is how far we've gotten.
Not only bats, but pitching too. I mean, the starting pitching's not there. It hasn't been there, and Garrett Cole is your ace. Awesome, but who's after him? Who's after him? Nestor Torres, who got lit up on Friday night. Is it Domingo Germán, who is streaky as all get out? Is it Luis Severino, who until recently was on the IL? He's had some decent performances, but he can't seem to get they can't get the bats. Unless Judge is in the lineup, unless Aaron Judge is in the lineup, there's no offense. There's no offense. And Aaron Boone just can't seem to get out of that AI, the analytics stuff. Analytics. The Staley, the Mr. Staley of the Major League Baseball, talking about the Chargers head coach, who I call the
Yeah.
Aaron Boone of the NFL.
Oh God, Brandon Staley.
But a part of that is also Cashman's fault for bringing in the analytics people.
Thank you for bringing another name, because when
Shane
you give me on Brandon
Lake's
Staley,
comic
I
correctly.
want to just derail a whole ton of conversations. I'm sorry.
If I'm reading Shane Lake comic correctly, does
Yeah,
that mean
this
the
one.
Red Sox dropped 25 runs in 3 games?
They scored 15 on Friday. They scored 6 in the first game, doubleheader game yesterday, and they scored 4 more in the nightcap. So yes, 25,
That would be 25.
25 runs in that series.
Good gracious.
Exactly. And Shane, big dog, I just want to say, look, it's not only just the hitting, it's the pitching too. The pitching isn't there. It's not.
But the funny
outside
thing,
of Garrett Cole, it's not there.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that was a huge complaint. Not you and not Wise, but that was a huge complaint I was hearing from Yankees fan last year. It's like,
And the year before.
And
the year before that.
And the year before. It's like, it's like get them to the 7th inning with a lead, and then we'll be fine, because the bullpen was pretty much, when it came to the arms, that was your saving grace. But
yeah, even the bullpen this year has been struggling.
Yeah,
I'm amazed that they're the record they have right now, and they're still in 3rd place in the division. And they're only, but the thing is, the Red Sox are only 2.5 games back, or I think 2.5 games back, or two of the Yankees in last place. And this is the best division in baseball, obviously, with every single team above 500.
Yeah, it's definitely most competitive division in baseball, without question.
I want y'all to understand what he just said. The Yankees and the Red Sox are the bottom 2 team in the division.
Well, two of the bottom 3.
Toronto's the bottom 2.
Yeah, they're sandwiching the Blue Jays.
Yeah,
but yes, and actually it's 2. Yankees are 2 games ahead of the Red Sox.
Yeah, and the Blue Jays are getting healthy at the right time too.
Yeah, I think that's helping them out.
That's going to help them out.
Yeah, because I think that's what messed them up, was injuries that made them start at the gate slow. But yes, they're starting to build up.
Hypothetically, 4 teams could go to the playoffs from the AL East this year. Hypothetically speaking.
Easily. The only competition you would have the only competition you would have in not having that happen would be either the Angels or Astros coming out of the AL West as a wild card. Outside of that, you might see 4 teams come out of the AL East in playoffs this year.
Did you say Astros come out in the wild card?
Yes,
because Texas is in first place still.
Yes,
it's not going to last
somehow.
No,
that's not going to last.
I don't think that's going to last, because I personally think the Astros are going to come. I think they're going to come back, storm back, and win that division. But in the case they don't, and if this lead holds with the Rangers, and I'm seeing signs it won't, but if this lead holds, it's going to have to be. They're going to have to battle. I mean, I'm talking about the Orioles, because I really don't see the Rays falling back. But between the Orioles, the Yankees, the Blue Jays, and the Red Sox, they would have to battle the Angels and the Astros for those 3 wild card spots. And I don't see any other team besides those 2 that will give them that push or challenge, that whole division. And if you all can see them, please point that team out to me.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Otherwise, you will be seeing the Rays, the Orioles, the Yankees, and either the Blue Jays or Red Sox make it to the playoffs this year. Yeah.
No meanwhile, it's a game of who wants to win the AL Central.
AL Central.
It was very similar to the who wants to win the NFC South last year.
Yeah, Twins like, yeah, go ahead, Guardians. You take it. The Guardians like, no, Twins, you go ahead.
No, here you go, Minnesota. It's the same with the NL Central.
I was about to say the same thing. I was at the NL Central,
Reds,
the same as the AL Central.
The Cincinnati Reds are a half game back of first place.
No.
Who saw that coming?
No. This is a shot directed at my former manager. I love her. So this is coming out of mouth. This is just basically coming out of sheer giddiness, because she's such a huge Pirates fan. The Pirates are 2.5 games out of first place. And they started off hot, and now they've cooled down. So now they're about to become what they always are, which is a team that watches from the cellar everything else in their division happen.
But here's something that's going to throw a little wrench in there. O'Neal Cruz comes back next month. That could jumpstart that offense. Because, just because of his talent. But oh my goodness, the Reds have won 8 in a row. They just swept your Astros, Cole. Not to rub your face in it, but I'm just telling you that's what happened.
You know what's gonna happen, Cole?
I'll just leave.
You know what's gonna happen.
You lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh! Stop lying. Always lying to me. You lying so much. You making it hard for me. Yeah.
I see what's going on here. Cole,
you are fortunate that I got a chance to see. I forgot the doggone manager of the Nationals, who he did get hosed out of a call, and it felt wonderful to see him go ballistic in an. I'm sorry, in an.
Cole, that's it.
Then I'm gonna take that shot and let it slide.
Cole, that's it, man. Because I know what's gonna happen. They trying to get all these shots in now, because they know when that turn of the second half happens, we all know who coming.
And that, by the way, that wasn't me. That was Espresso McCarthy.
Espresso McCoffee. Oh my god.
There you go, Vicola.
Because they ain't gonna have much to say about your Astros and when it's time. Because we all know the Astros are gonna be the Astros.
Yes. Exactly.
Actually, gentlemen,
now.
What's up, Cool?
What's up, Cool McCain?
What's up, Vicola? Espresso McCoffee, Cold Sports Play. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
All right, hey Victor. Since I wasn't on after the NBA Finals, we have to.
And I agree with you, Shane. Yeah, MLB. It is parity for real. Yes, through almost the entire league. Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's fun. Even though I'm a Yankees fan, I'm kind of struggling right now. This baseball season's been fun.
Yeah, because you've seen teams you don't normally talk about contending. Yeah. It's actually a good thing.
Wait till I talk about the J about the College World Series. Oh my gosh, them been some games.
Yes, it have been. You were saying, Mr. McCarthy.
So, I know it's Monday.
Don't you do it?
I gotta do it.
No, you don't. I don't care. No, you. Oh, do not press.
This is my segment. This is my segment, Playmaker.
Yes, LeBron. It is you. It has been you. It always has been you, and always will be you. Yes, sir. You got one ready.
I got one ready.
All right.
Why?
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated. And
actually, let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll roll right into Mr. McCarthy's.
That is a brilliant idea. Let's take a break.
Why?
Roll right into Mr. McCarthy's Bronze Sexual Confessions.
Off season.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
I don't want to grow up. I'm basically a man-child. 2005 Burning Man. I put a single Mitsubishi 170-watt panel on the roof of my F-250, and I killed the batteries within like 15 minutes of the first time turning them on. So that's when I first got into solar. I was blown away by the customer service at Battleborn.
We want them to be happy with our product, because in the long run, they're the ones who are out there using it.
When you used to buy something American, like a car, something you knew was built really well, that's what I think of with Battleborn.
Hey, y'all, Snowman here. catch me, Cole Johnson, Wise El Jefe, and the usual cast of characters as we bring it to you every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern.
10 a.m.
It's called Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, and it's right here on CSTV and CSTVnow.com. Join us, won't you?
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
What did you say, Playmaker? What did you say in our number one Playmaker? All right, sir.
So this Bronzexual Confession is brought to you by Darvin Ham Sandwiches. For when you need sustenance to ride your best player to a big, fat, juicy L, trust in Darvin Ham Sandwiches. So as I was perusing social media the other day.
Not doom scrolling. I'm sorry. Let me channel Wise.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what did I tell you about doing that?
I happened to come across this tweet from an account called Lake Show Yo, and the sentence they put up before they put the screenshot up says, and Cole, please
okay.
open.
Quote:
LeBron just cooked Michael Malone, crying emoji.
Close quote. And now a selection from the Wonder Bread Choir entitled, "What in the world is you talking about?"
I'm sorry, I had to add along for the Wonder Bread Choir because
please
Wonder
sing.
Bread.
I love it.
Wonder Bread.
Now,
you're welcome. Here's a screen capture from Yo Kang's Instagram account, and Cole, please open it one more time.
Oh my gosh. Quote:
In Europe for the last few weeks, just minding my own business, and I hear I'm on your mind that much, huh? I mean, I guess I can see why. Shrug emoji. But wave the flag on these lames. Please make being player cool again. Oh my god, this grammar is atrocious.
Yes, it is.
This is from LeBron himself.
Yes, it is.
Please make being player cool again, because the lame machine is at an all-time high. Enjoy your light, but just know I'm the sun. I stay on forever. Wink emoji, salute emoji, praying hands emoji, crown emoji.
Close quote. LeBron needs to go back to grammar school.
I concur with that analysis, Mr. Cole Johnson. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for alluding to that. Yeah, his grammar is as bad as his a lot of his followers. This is just atrocious. It's an atrocity. And if I could, I would bring him up on the world court for human atrocities to the English language. This is just garbage. Anyway. And he's waving the French flag, by the way, which it's not a white flag, but it's the French, the blue, blanc, et rouge of the.
Yeah, he was starting that 24-hour Le Mans race. Yes,
and the country where their mascot's a chicken. But needless to say, look, dude, What happened the last time you were on television? What happened when the last time you had a game? What happened?
Oh, what happened?
What happened?
I can answer that question.
No, I'm sorry. What happened the last 4 times your Lakers were on television?
Oh.
Continue. One more time. To the champs, no less.
Yes, to the champs.
To the newly crowned. Speaking of crowns, the newly crowned NBA champions.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to play basketball. I don't watch much basketball anymore. I to be fair, I kind of stopped paying attention after a certain another king retired. The actual king of basketball retired.
Oh Lord! Did Brian Snow just leap out of his own body and just came right into yours? Oh,
yes,
Lord.
apparently the spirit of Snowman, all the way in wherever he is right now, just kind of invaded this vessel I called Ryan McCarthy.
When you said the real king.
Yes, I did see the real king.
Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I have to partake in this because once Ryan gets done, I'm about to get on him and everybody else.
Me?
Yes.
She. Anyway, folks, excuse me. Anyway, so look, dude, I know you can't stay out of the news cycle for more than 5 seconds because that's part of your generation. You don't want to stay out of the news. You don't want people not to pay attention to you.
Dummy.
Yes, for 5 seconds. You and I quote tweeted this particular Lake Show tweet, and I said, please open it, Cole.
Lake Show it's a crazy name. Quote.
I quote tweeted it saying, LBJ is the epitome of the face tattoo phenomenon.
Oh, close quote. Oh Lord! Now I'm having Lil Wayne all in my vision.
If you don't know what the face tattoo phenomenon is, this is what basically it is. Someone gets a face tattoo. Just because, why not? It's a very weird timeline we live in right now.
Yes, it is.
So they got a face tattoo, and someone happens to notice a face tattoo, and their reply is, why are you looking at my face tattoo? That's face tattoo phenomenon. The same here. It was LeBron James because Michael Malone just happened to, I don't know. I don't know what the exact quote was that he said that he mentioned this particular Mr. James, but you can't keep your mouth shut and off of social media for 5 seconds. Just take in that criticism of your game and the fact that you got shut down. Yes, you had a great performance in Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. You scored 31 points in the first half. What happened in the second half? You disappeared. Great players don't disappear when they're needed the most. Now, I could go back and I could just dissect this a little bit more and just say, you've been in my mind I've been on your mind the last few weeks. No. Dude, he doesn't care. He's got this. He's got the ring. He's getting a ring. He's getting fitted for a ring right now.
And you're wrong on that part, too, because he wouldn't have brought him up in the first place.
Still, who's getting fitted for a ring? Mr. James. Who's getting fitted for a ring?
It ain't Yo King.
It certainly ain't. And the best basketball player in the world is 7'2", a little bit pudgy, and has a better game as a center I've seen out this side of Dirk Nowitzki. Oh, what happened in 2011 against Dirk Nowitzki? Huh. I wonder what happened there. I know I'm bringing up the past, and I shouldn't bring up the past. Thank you, Cole. So, needless to say, just stay off social media, dude. Enjoy your enjoy your vacation on the French Riviera. Enjoy your vacation in Europe. Take a few weeks off to just chill. you don't have to respond to every little criticism. You don't have to. I don't. Look, I've reached a certain point in my development as a human being where I just stopped caring about what other I mean, I take in criticism, yes, but I used to be a better person. I used to be a better person. It's constructive criticism. I use that as fuel to be a better person. You're using it as fuel for clout. No. Why do I hear birds? Who's got the window open? Anyway, so needless to say, Mr. James, please go away for a bit. You don't have to be part of the news cycle. You don't have to stay relevant. Like, we already know you're relevant. You got you got all the money in the world. You got all the endorsements in the world. Dude, just chill. Chill out. And we'll see you in October. Now get out of my face, you thirsty heifers.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzexual Confessions.
And also joining Ryan and Playmaker and myself is a wonderful, respected journalist from North Carolina, from the Tar Heel State. Welcome for Spivey Notes, Jay Spivey. How you doing, my man?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
I'm sorry,
Doing
Jay,
good.
but I need to
Mr. Spivey.
respond to this nonsense right now.
Make it about 30 seconds.
Okay, listen here. First of all, Mike Malone didn't have to bring up LeBron's name in the first place during his championship parade. But I understand why, which most people forget why he did that. He didn't do it because LeBron James did something. He did it because the freaking media who kept talking about the Lakers after they got swept. LeBron did what he had to do. He did his press conference and he went on about his way. You didn't hear from LeBron James after he lost. He went on about his way.
And now I'm about to make all Bronzexuals angry because we're going to talk about Michael Jordan.
Good.
All right,
you mean the best player ever?
Yes, TBE.
Yes, the best player. The
Yeah,
problem
TBE
is,
Amen.
on the court. Yes.
Amen. Hallelujah. And pass the biscuits.
So
Yes.
my problem is Mike Malone opened that door. LeBron was chilling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you heard me say this the last time. LeBron James, he on his offseason. He on his offseason.
Well, a guy who's going to forever be on this all season now is 10 times richer than he was when he put in his investment in the Charlotte Hornets. You're in the area, sir. So talk about how it feels for Jordan to sell the Hornets for $3 billion. And that's a B, not an M.
Well,
While keeping on.
his return on his investment is obviously humongous. Not that he needs the money.
Right.
I mean, I think Michael Jordan could live just fine.
Yeah.
Without this sale.
Yes.
But I mean, people blame him a lot for this. But I've told you guys, but in terms of how their organization is, and yeah, they have certainly made some bad decisions. But as I told y'all before, one of the biggest problems is with the state of the NBA now is it's hard to really compete when you know, despite what people around here think, that Charlotte is not a destination city for free agents.
Unfortunately, it's not.
And I've told y'all that a million times. They're not going to get top-notch free agents to come to Charlotte. Charlotte's a great city. It's a big and booming city. But a lot of the players are not going to come there unless you do this. Got to have 2 or 3 top-notch players come and play with you, just like the Suns apparently are doing now.
But ain't part of it's the reason why? Because
they're not going to.
Michael
and
Jordan,
they
the
always
owner.
seem to draft obviously not this year, but of course that got messed up by the lottery. They seem to draft like in the 13 to 15 range every year. They're going to get the number 2 pick on Thursday night, and who really cares? Because there's only one person anybody wants this year in the draft, and that's Victor Wembanyama. That's it. That's the only people anybody cares about this year.
Jay, I've got a question. I got a question, Jay.
And it's not to the point that because Michael Jordan is the owner, like, what would you don't want to play for Michael Jordan, like the greatest player to ever play the game. He owns the team. Don't you want to go play for him?
That's my question.
Kids today don't care. These kids today don't even know who Michael Jordan is.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's more
Seriously,
along the lines of if their bags are lined up and if they can play more than who they play for these days. I think
these kids that only watch YouTube and TikTok, every single one of you. So go on YouTube and watch all of Michael Jordan's videos. And all these people that say LeBron is the best player ever can go back in their closets.
But here's the funny thing about that. So you and the reason why, and I think you understand this, playmaker, but the reason why you have wonderful men like Ryan McCarthy doing Bronze Sexual Confessions on a Monday is because we look at these bronze sexuals and they go at people like Jordan every single day, like the guy is human. Oh, I'm sorry. We all knew that. We all witnessed that. We all saw that. In fact, it is the humanity that actually made us appreciate the guy more because he kept getting back up after he got knocked down. And then he showed us what excellence was all about.
I have a friend who will send me at least one, if not 2, 3, 4, or 5 texts every day with tweets from various people who think they know what they're talking about with these micro stats about LeBron's better than Jordan because blah, blah, blah. I don't need to know that.
More points, longer time of
play every night for however many years he played in the NBA. I don't need to know that. I know that Michael Jordan is the best player ever. It's case closed.
It is case closed. It is case closed. And I upset Bronze Sessions when I say it's case closed because it's not about 91 to 98 for me. It's about 84 to 90. And why do I say that? It's because I got a chance to see the evolution of this guy be the Dean Smith piece. And when he got to the NBA, he showed that he could be the elite scorer. Then he showed that he could be the elite defender. Then he showed that he can actually play to the point where you got to have 1-on-5 for him in order to even beat the team that he's on, to him being the perfect teammate.
Yeah,
and while still scoring and rebounding and steals and assists.
And not only that, but from 81 all the way up to 84, the 1984 Olympics, which was real, which was you played for Bob Knight in the Bobby Knight in the 1984 Olympics, and that team dominated.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
and he was a big part of it.
I get it. That's why they have Wednesdays, and that's why I let them have Wednesdays. I don't show up on Wednesdays on purpose for that reason.
But I had to do it because I'm only on Mondays.
When Cole, I don't know if y'all watched the show earlier, but when Cole brought up Lamar Jackson in the Baltimore area, what was my response?
Basically, you did Green Day on me. Way beyond when September ends. But in this case, way beyond when September is in the middle of its season when it comes to NFL. Yeah.
You mean when he gets hurt?
Oh.
Because of the way he plays?
Okay, well, let's. Okay. I did not think we was going to actually talk about that, but let's go there. So earlier in the show, I talked about how the Ravens are pushing the narrative that, well, this isn't Greg Roman's offense, and you're not going to see this RPO stuff we've been seeing the last 5 years with Lamar Jackson. How much do you believe that the offense will change in Baltimore?
It's going to change, but every time he drops back to pass and there's quote unquote not anybody free downfield, he's going to pull down the ball, he's going to carry it, and he's going to run for the sideline or wherever. The guy's not going to change the way he's played for however many years. He's not.
I don't
And
think he is either.
Jay, my response was it's June, it's not September. So guess what? Until pads meet pads, I don't care or what you might think this offense will look like. Until I see footage against a different team, that will let me know what kind of offense I'm dealing with.
Listen, they could change this offense with however many offensive coordinators all they want, but he's still going to be the same guy.
This is what this is why I part ways with people who want to throw at me. Well, Lamar Jackson's an MVP, and he's an MVP candidate, and he keeps rushing for 1,000 yards each season.
He was an MVP candidate for that one season.
Be that as it may, that this is what they will tell you. Those who love Lamar Jackson and who thinks they think he's being held back because of how he looks.
Even before he got injured last year, he was not in the running.
And when I would tell them, you have to actually put into focus the fact that he missed the last 5 games of a season in back-to-back years, they would say, bump that. What's his record? 45-6. I mean, I heard this conversation.
You need to be on
45-16.
Record.
He's a winner. When he plays, he wins. Okay. Okay. That's the records from September to early January. What's his record in the playoffs?
Thank you.
For the last I remember, it was 1-3.
Thank you. What has he done in the postseason?
Yeah. So, but I would have these conversations and they're saying, well, he's being held back because of his style. He's being held back because of a certain culture in which he belongs. He's being held back because, well, Baltimore doesn't really know what they want to do with him. No. Part of it has to be number 8 has to own this too.
Then part of that coach got him an MVP trophy.
John Harbaugh completely changed the offense because of him.
Yes.
Didn't that coach get him an MVP? Didn't that coach have him a star in the regular season? It's the same. They didn't change in the postseason.
Listen, I think he's better than a lot of quarterbacks in terms of high passes.
Yes.
But I'm going to believe how good he is with this quote-unquote new offense when I see it. I don't care how many receivers and tight ends they bring in.
Thank you, Jay. And that's where I am with it too. I just don't get. I look, if he does overnight become like, I don't know, like Steve Young circa 1992, I'd be happy. I'd be real happy. I don't think it's going to happen yet because it'll be such a drastic switch and change for him in philosophy. Because to your point, Jay, you're correct. The dude's instinct is when he does not see the first read, he's gone out the pocket.
He's gone. And ask Robert Griffin III how that works.
Remember what Gus Bradley
did for 1 year. For 1 year in the pros.
Gus Bradley said, you know what? I'm gonna play 6 DBs the whole game.
And let's not forget this, guys. I know Todd Monken is a highly thought of offensive coordinator, but he's not really ever done this in the NFL. And I know Georgia's got great players, but Georgia's not the NFL.
No, it's not.
So how is he going to adapt to the NFL? How's he going to adapt to a quarterback like Lamar Jackson? Because he's never had a quarterback like this before.
That's my whole point. You come to me in June about what the Ravens offense is going to look like. It's June.
Yeah, and I was saying the playmaker. A lot of that was damage control. Ravens want us to see. Well, really, there was nothing to see here. We told you everything was fine. We told you that Lamar Jackson's our future, and we proved that he's our future because we got rid of a guy who only ran RPO offenses, and now we got a guy who's running a more complicated style, a more pro style offense. And this is catered to having longevity for Lamar Jackson because we see that he has been injured for a third of the season the past 2 years.
And now,
listen, guys, I'm probably going to be one of the few people who are going to say this. I have a feeling that if you gave truth serum to John Harbaugh and to Steve Bisciotti, the owner, they would say they're not really huge fans of Lamar Jackson long term, and that's why this contract took forever to get done.
And I can understand why they wouldn't be.
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious they didn't want him long term, but they pretty much had to.
I'm glad Jay you bought the contract because that's exactly what I'm going to. Cole, you want me to say something? This is what I.
But Harbaugh and Bisciotti aren't going to say that.
Lamar, you got the bag. You got the bag. You have a new offense now. Guess what? The pressure's on you.
That's why I said that. What did I say about a couple minutes ago? I was like, you give all the other excuses out there, and you could just shove it in the bag and just toss it as far as it is east from the west. It is now number 8. It has to be about him, and he has to own. Okay, everything is in my favor because I got an offensive system. It looks like the team is with me. Heck, they even went out and got a wide receiver. Although, will Odell Beckham Jr. actually stay healthy? That is another question.
Is he though? I know he missed the entire season, but we know how he is when he does not get the ball.
I was going to get to that point.
So how long is it before he and Lamar bump heads with each other?
Oh, I was going to get to that point. But everything is now aligned in my favor. The team has backed me. The team has backed the Breeze truck into my living room. The team has gotten me a wide receiver, so I don't have to look at Mark Andrews anymore when I'm in the passing game all the time. Okay, now it has to be me. I got to do this, and I can't think about anything else other than being healthy enough to be on the field for this team. Yes, now I do agree with you, Jay. Now, can OBJ stay on the field healthy all this while? Chances are no. Ryan, go ahead.
No, that was it. Just that look.
Jay. We don't even know how good he's going to be. He hasn't played a year and a half.
Exactly.
He hasn't played till Super Bowl the last year. Yeah.
Jay, talk to me about the College World Series so far.
Oh, thank you. I was going to transition to that. I appreciate that.
Well,
I'll throw this question. Wake Forest isn't in the World Series, are they? Because by the coverage, it makes me think they aren't.
Well, I'm going to go back to that.
No, they played tonight. They played tonight.
I saw the videographer from said TV station I've been telling y'all about on Saturday night, and I said, "Y'all sending anybody to Omaha?" They are sending somebody, but they sent their number 2 guy.
What?
Yeah, their number 1 a couple of weeks ago for the Eastern Conference Finals in hockey went to the Eastern Conference Finals in Sunrise, Florida, when the Hurricanes are already down 2-0. Now, bear in mind, Raleigh is 2 hours from here. Wake Forest, the baseball stadium that Wake Forest plays in, is less than 2 miles away. Well, I'll take that back. It's less than 1.5 miles from the TV station. You can see the lights from their studio.
To be fair,
but she's not there right now.
So wait.
To be fair,
wait. Let me ask this follow-up question. So why isn't Winston-Salem happy about the fact that Wake has made that far?
Well, honestly, I hate to say this because listen, y'all know I'm not a homer, but I am. I'll fully admit I'm a Wake Forest fan. Been a Wake Forest fan since the day I was born. But a lot of those problems is Wake Forest. They're not adhering to the community. Matter of fact, at night at 10 o'clock every night they lock off the campus. But they've never been really endearing to the city. They've never wrapped their arms around the whole community. This is a far and away. This is a Carolina city by far. My true belief is I've never spoken to her about this, but my belief is that if Carolina were playing tonight in the College World Series, she'd be there.
So they would back North Carolina before they would back Wake. Wow.
She covered Duke and Orlando in the NCAA tournaments.
Jeez. So that state is the whole state is literally all about how far
North
Carolina
and
Duke
areas that are not Carolina
can do.
Fans.
Wow.
Which is crazy to me because if they
it's not really, despite what people think around here, Cole, it's not really a Duke state because Duke really Duke's fans are more like Northeastern and Midwestern.
True, but I know but media wise, I know the interest is there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Media wise, yes, but fan wise, no.
Fan wise, yes. Yeah, I know fan wise is basically North Carolina.
Wake has such a small alumni base. I mean, they only have like 4,000 students, and that's gone up a lot in the last 10 years. It's just a small campus. But
Yeah.
tonight, you're probably,
This
despite
is a
what
top
ESPN
5 matchup.
despite what ESPN might tell you, you probably got the two best teams in college baseball playing against each other tonight.
They're
the
probably
only
going to show.
two teams.
They're showing pickleball instead.
They're the only two teams who
No,
have
it's
been
on
ranked
ESPN.
number 1 this season.
No, it's on ESPN.
I know, but it's yeah.
The only two teams in college baseball to be ranked number 1 this year playing tonight against each other.
And the winner of that game gets my 40 games for a spot in the college championship.
No, they don't.
series.
No, they don't. No, they don't. That's not correct. That is not correct. No, the College World Series does not start until Saturday. The best of 3 championship. No,
I say for a spot.
they're on separate brackets. If Wake Forest wins tonight, they play Wednesday night against the winner of tomorrow's losers bracket game. If they lose tonight, they play tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And that first game is a doozy one too. It's Tennessee and Stanford.
Oof.
If Wake loses tonight, they will play the winner of today's losers bracket game between Stanford and Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
If they win tonight, they don't play again until Wednesday.
They beat Stanford. That was a close game.
I'm going to be, and then I looked at yesterday's website, ESPN's website, and they got like LSU's has got a stronger team than a lot of major league organizations. I was like, they're number 5 in the country. But despite their ranking, I do believe they're probably the second best, if not the best team in the country. I mean, the draft, they're just loaded. They're probably the top 2 picks in the draft to play for LSU.
Mm. Yeah, well, LSU's baseball program has been rather stout over the course of years. Yeah, so that doesn't really surprise me when you say that.
I mean, they're the number 1 prospect in the draft by far, from what I've heard. He had 12 strikeouts and 1 walk that night in game 1.
Mm.
He's really good.
Yeah,
but I mean, Wake's loaded from top to bottom. They are loaded. But again, they don't get the national appeal. If you watch ESPN, you honestly think the 2 best teams are Florida and LSU because they play in the SEC, because they're much bigger schools.
Mm-hmm.
And Wake had to play at 2:00 Saturday when they're the number 1 team in the country. They got no TV. They got 0 TV coverage last week for the Super Regionals. They've been number 1 since April.
They got the primetime spot tonight. And if they win, they probably gonna get the primetime spot Wednesday because they got my Gators playing it too.
Well, they'll play Wednesday night if they win tonight.
It's a shame it took this long, but they get the spotlight.
Well, yeah, it is a shame it took this long. All right. Well, before we wrap this up, I would like to have your opinion on this, Jay. So we talked earlier about Jordan selling the Hornets. Who do you think will be the majority owner to come in and buy them?
Well, it sounds like they've already picked the 2 guys who are the majority owners.
I was gonna say they already got those.
Okay.
Yeah, they've already announced that.
Okay.
Now it sounds like Jordan is going to be retained as a minority owner.
Right.
So
I didn't think he was going to lose all the. Yeah.
The question is, how much of a percentage is he going to retain?
Yeah. Hence why I said majority owner. Because I figured he was going to own still.
I mean, I think basically, for all intents and purposes, the deal's done.
Mm-hmm.
Just a question of how much ownership he's going to keep.
Yeah. All right.
Now, I'm sure there's going to be NASCAR drivers and whatever else who are going to try to buy a small percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, heck, the way pro sports organizations are owned now, you can make a fortune if you own 1% of a team.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. And heck, Jordan sold it for $3 billion. You own 1% of that team.
Let's
be a
face
millionaire.
If the Hornets are worth $3 billion, what are teams like the Lakers and everybody else worth?
At least 6 to 8 billion.
Yeah, I was about to say at least twice that, and probably more.
I think the Yankees are worth $15 billion.
Oh yeah, easily. Yankees are worth that easily.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Every NFL team is worth that. Every NFL team.
Heck.
Yeah. The Commanders were bought for what, $7.5 billion?
Yeah. It's like print money with NFL teams.
Heck, look, if you go by divisions, an NFL division earns in a year $2 billion now.
Yeah.
A division earns $2 billion.
And yet they cry poverty whenever they want a new stadium built.
Yeah,
Please
oh, yeah.
help
Yes.
us,
Yeah.
please. Like,
Listen,
no.
I know the
Not
Jaguars
to
are
mention-
getting rid. I know
not to
the
mention they
Jaguars
took
are
over-
getting ready to renovate their stadium, but they have one of the richest owners in all of pro sports. He owns a bunch of soccer teams in England. He's one of the richest owners in all of pro sports, and he's whining about needing money for stadium.
Here's an idea: sell one of them so you can purchase a new stadium.
Right.
Come on.
Oh, by the way,
how hard could it be?
It's about wanting to include everybody in the spending. This is your team, not necessarily just
Spare
mine.
me.
And if y'all think NFL teams make a lot of money, try any European soccer team.
Oh gosh, man.
Oh,
speaking of soccer,
They make money hand over fist.
Speaking of soccer, shout out to the USA men team.
That's right.
Wake me up in 4 years when their World Cup starts, because the CONCACAF means nothing.
You got to start something. We got to start somewhere,
Well,
Jay. We got to start somewhere.
Well,
And the World Cup is going to be hosted by us, Canada, and Mexico. So
So we don't even have to really qualify.
Well,
we're already
no, but it's good to have that competition to warm up against.
Well, 3. Yeah, because it'll probably be in 2026. But yes. Well, it's always a pleasure to have you on, Jay Spivey. Where can people find you, sir?
My Twitter is at @JSpivey_WSJ. My Instagram is at JSpivey3, and I'm on Facebook at JSpivey.
Oh, man, I could continue to talk anything sports with this guy, and you will learn something no matter what conversation you have and when you have it with him. He is a joy and a pleasure. As always, he joins us every Monday at 11:35 a.m. Jay Spivey, thank you, sir, once again, man.
Just to be petty, Jay, I told you about Boston.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
No problem.
I was going to say to Jay, to be fair, would you
And
rather be in Sunrise, Florida, or Omaha, Nebraska? So that was
it. and you're
You
right,
is
Shane.
so
As
wrong
the Jaguars are looking to renovate the stadium, they're looking to playing at Daytona, which I think that would be kind of cool to see.
And then the answer to the decent question, yes. That Gold Cup is starting, I think, next month, but probably within the next 3 weeks.
Well, Virginia.
But the women's FIFA World Cup is this year too. That's about to come up.
Yeah, and Virginia and Tennessee played at Bristol Racetrack a couple of years ago too. That would be kind of cool to see an NFL game at Daytona.
It was an interesting night. That was a very interesting night.
Yeah.
Any parting shots or words that you have before we let you go, Mr. McCarthy?
Well, you can catch me today, Wednesday, and Thursday, covering for Brian Snow and the Brian Snow Show at 2 p.m. Eastern. Today, we're going to talk about Antonio Brown's history.
And we'll talk about that next week.
Owner. Yeah, as an owner of the once and future owner of the Albany Empire.
Yeah,
we'll talk about the New York Yankees, and we'll talk about we'll do some U.S. Open golf too.
U.S. Open golf, it just concluded yesterday.
First time I won it.
First timer, yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, thanks Ricky Fowler for crapping the bed yesterday. It cost me $5.
Poor Ricky. Poor Rory. He just can't catch up, Ricky.
All right. Well, you can catch Ryan here every Monday. Normally it is at 10:35, but he decided to grace us for an hour, and we enjoyed it. Thank you, sir. And I'll be definitely tuning in later on tonight and later on today too.
Well, actually, we're preempting No Credentials Required. We're going to have a Saturday brunch edition this Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Oh, okay.
In lieu of a Monday night stream, we're going to do a brunch on Saturday morning.
Okay. Well then, give my regards to Dustin, and I hope everything's well with you and yours, Ryan McCarthy of No Credentials Required.
And happy belated Father's Day to everyone out there who's a dad or father figure. Happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you. Ron McCarthy. You can see why we enjoy and love him. Thank you, brother. All right, Playmaker. You have anything to say, sir, before we call it a day?
Y'all get ready, because there's a lot of sports going on that y'all not been paying attention to. We just talked about soccer. The U.S. men's basketball team, they getting ready for their FIBA World Cup in August. And yes, I'll be covering that. So it's Team USA this summer for me. Soccer and basketball.
Well, considering that what you said about the Ravens in the first hour, all of what you just said, this is me for another 2.5 months.
Bitch, are you for real?
Until I see.
And y'all tune in tomorrow. Me and Cole will be back tomorrow.
Yeah,
I think we can throw some wrestling in there tomorrow, because this bloodline story is it won't go away.
You for real? Yeah, I think that might be a good thing. Okay. All right. Well, that will wrap things up for today's Snowman in the Morning. I want to thank Jay Spife. I want to thank Ryan McCarthy. I want to thank, of course, the Playmaker. And also want to thank the Snowman himself. And for everybody here, I am Cole Johnson. Here, as we always say at the end of this show, take care. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, then they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. That's what all of us here are doing. That's what hope we are doing as well. And for Cole, no, I'm just joking. And for all of us here at Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, I am Cole Johnson to saying farewell, auf Wiedersehen, adieu, and goodbye. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. Peace.